All right, ladies and gentlemen, gear up for what is going to be the most probably intimate episode of Pipe It Up in history. 6 dudes, 2 beds, and we are ready to record a pod on the road live from Long Island, New York. So this is the Pipe It Up podcast. Cue the intro. All right, everyone state your name and team.
Kyle Schultz, Western Wildcats.
And my name's Tom. Play for the Birds. The good Birds.
He lied. Blade Walker, the Better Birds.
Jason Chadwick, Chomp Chomp.
Trevor Bonham, Wands Up.
Wands Up. We are live here. First of all, welcome back to the Pipe It Up podcast, the official podcast of MLW Wiffle Ball. We are live, like I said, from, I think we're in Medford, New York, somewhere in Long Island. I don't know, been a long weekend. It is Sunday evening, post Long Island Wiffs. Everyone's tired. Wanted to go to Dave & Buster's. I said, guys, we got to get some work done here. Got to get this pod recorded. So we're going for it. On the road. Wish Jack was here, but Jack gave me the green light to record with everybody else. And I don't know what's on the agenda tonight. I haven't even watched the video yet, but let's just talk about the tournament, I guess. How are we feeling after umping, boys? Long weekend at the tournament. How are spirits?
That turf.
Look at me. Just look at me, folks. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I think, what do we have, 100-plus games? Because
I don't know.
We had 55 teams. We had 23 in the younger division, I think 15 in the teen division, and then 17 in the older. So I think 55, over 100 games. We're all dead from just managing the tournament, all these guys umping. But I will say it was very rewarding and a good tournament.
Well, I think the problem that I was having is we've been spoiled because Peoria in the spring for the Midwest Slugfest was indoors. Legacy for Wiffle in the Mitten in Brighton, indoors. Here we were in the hot sun, not a cloud in the sky either day. You got heat pouring in from above, and then the turf just radiating heat. I think everyone's sunburnt.
I am fried.
Back of my neck is fried. For sure.
Fried.
It's bad.
We're definitely tired, but a great weekend. Highlights. Blade Walker, best part of the weekend.
The Dippin' Dots were pretty good. I was really just like pursuing my umpiring job, just looking forward to that pizza in New York, and still hunting that. But tomorrow morning we're going after the pizza strong.
We are. Chatty?
Yeah, I think the highlights were definitely the amount of liquids I consumed this weekend. I probably spent $80 on Powerade and water over the last 2 days.
We're hurting financially here a little bit.
Sure.
Crushed financially. So yeah, the highlights were probably the 2 concession stands.
A $4 smart water.
We put Dan Schultz on dinner duty here. Meanwhile, Dan's been getting probably Mark Schultz credit card all weekend at the concession stands. We've all been down bad buying water and Powerade. And Dan's like, yeah, this looks like a great spot, guys. I put it into my GPS, and it's like $50 an entree. I call him like, Dan, I cannot afford to eat here this weekend, man.
Tom, let me tell you my favorite part of the weekend.
Oh, yeah,
was
you do
just,
that, bud.
Being able to represent MLW in some form. So we had 3 MLW teams. We had MLW Red, MLW White, and MLW Blue.
Represent.
But
like
one guy who didn't make the MLW cut is this man right here, Dallas Allen.
What a traitor! I mean, what a piece of junk! Look at this. You think this
Dallas
signifies anything? No.
Defend yourself.
Yeah, please make a case for why you played for Final Boss.
So Robles asked me to play on opening day, and I'm not going to turn on
Cap.
the opportunity to play with Jumpman
Cap.
in the MLW tournament.
Didn't happen.
Yes, it did. You can talk to him personally. That's what happened. No, I'm staying on the mic.
I think one thing we're forgetting here is the fact that you could have just said no. I want to rep my boys, but instead you ditch your boys.
Robles is in MLW. What are you talking about?
Dallas isn't a bro. He broke bro code.
I did not. Robles is in the league.
Yeah, but it's different with him.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, and you know that.
You guys were called like MLW something.
I didn't. I was not in charge of the team.
Yeah,
name.
what was your team name, Dallas?
Our
What was your team name?
Was Jordan Robles, Final Boss.
Where's the MLW in that?
I do want to say something though. It was kind of cool trying to beat you guys and having Jordan and his 2 buds and you. It was a huge challenge. I think honestly, if I had to guess, I was probably saying that Jordan was throwing like 91 or 92 there. It was insane.
Yes.
So you guys did earn it, and you did have a good performance on the mound. So I will say that, Dallas.
Thanks, Kyle. Someone who actually respects me in this room.
I mean, I think MLW Red.
As a host here, I need
Coordinates.
Dallas off the stage. Off the stage, please.
And exit right.
We didn't finish our highlights. Bottom. What was your highlight of the weekend?
Mine would probably have to be the random bomb Tom.
Oh.
Good one.
Coming to play was awesome. It was awesome.
Hey,
to
you
see.
know what? We may not have Jordan Robles. We may not be called the final boss, but MLW Red, nobody had more heart out there
Heart
than
and
us.
grit.
We had to
Absolute.
grind out some wins
Yes,
this
we
weekend.
did.
Flat out wins we did not deserve.
We were
That we
on
got.
the absolute
We won
ropes this morning.
We 1v3'd
We,
one kid.
We beat the Lido Escondidos. Game one.
for the record.
Yeah.
Great kids. Troy, shout out to you.
They were awesome.
Great kids, a
Seriously.
classy bunch there.
Yeah.
I went out there on the mound, as brave as I am, and I got her done. Wasn't the prettiest, but got her done. Got a 13-5 win, and then we played CWB, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cruz there as Chatty
Yeah.
settled in after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Chatty
he
was up and down. It was a roller coaster out
It was
there
a
for
roller
us.
coaster.
And this morning, man, a game for the ages. So we said, here was the plan. Same thing we did yesterday against the Escondidos. We said, we're gonna call the away side if we win the coin toss. Well, yesterday that was the case, but
Okay, Drew Davis.
we were Drew had no plan in mind. Here was my logic. Not knowing opponents in these tournaments at all, having no knowledge on them whatsoever, I said, let's call away here. And then if we go out there and take, a 5, 6, 7 nothing lead in the top of the first, I'll go out there and throw. We'll save our better two arms for the later elimination games.
for sure.
So we take away here, and I thought this team I heard wasn't very good, but this kid is a left-hander just shoving. We go down 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. So I was like, well, I guess that plan didn't work out. Chatty, you're throwing. So long story short, despite even a grand slam robbery from Bonham, 4-run swing, by the way, we're down. It ends up being
2-0.
like 6-1 though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
we
was
were down
6-1
6-1. I
going
came
into the
in-
fourth inning.
And let up
6-1
some
going
runs.
into the fourth. So the lefty has to step out because he reached his 3-inning max. We didn't do much against him. He was very good. They bring in a right-hander who is just like Chatty out there, just could not find it. Kid couldn't find it. I'm just calling it how it is. Kid could not
No, he
find it.
couldn't.
And so I'm feeling for him, but at the same time, we want to win this ball game, so we're going to make him earn strikes. So we're taking pitches, we're seeing pitches. He may have walked in 1 or 2, 3 runs. I want to say it got to bases loaded, no outs, 6-4. And then we had to pick up balls in between at bats. And instead of like helping the boys pick up the balls, this kid's like, give me a sec. And he just starts like warming up mid-inning, throwing, not even joking, Jordan Robles speed.
Yes.
He is throwing the ball as hard as he
Hawking.
can, chucking the ball, and like hard sliders, like pretty good pitches. So we're like, what is he doing? Is he just giving up? Well, then Chadwick steps into the box, and it's just bink, 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 90 miles an hour, just strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. I'm like, we lost. Like, this is it. It is so over. And then bottom goes up, strikes out. So then it's 6-4, 2 outs, juiced, and I go up there and I'm like, this is going to take a prayer at this point. But I said to somebody, I said, I'm going to go take a hack.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to take an absolute hack.
Take a big one.
I mean, I wasn't even close to hitting the ball.
So I step in there and I'm like, this kid's throwing way too fast. We're 42 feet away. This is impossible. First pitch, just a riser at my chin, strike 1, like smoke. And I look at Trevor. I gave you a look like, yep, this is over.
Back it in. Back it in.
So it was like a random bomb Tom was reborn. It was just like playing the NWLA in 2021. I said, you know what? This guy's flat out better than me, okay? All you can do is trust your timing and put a good swing on a ball. So second pitch was pretty much I was going to swing no matter what. No matter what, because I didn't have time to really react and put a swing on the ball where it was. So I give myself a big old leg kick. I see ball, and I just take a rip. Go ahead, grand slam.
he
don't
hit
know
ball.
how.
He hit ball.
So we hit a bomb, took the lead 8-6, ended up winning, I think, 10-6.
Yep.
Was the final score.
Yeah. Locked it down
I
and-
mean,
We got the win.
That was against Outage.
Outage. Okay. Yeah, those I think they were like in the blue shirts. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were cool.
Yeah, they had a good starter. They
Yeah.
just needed a second pitcher.
Their coach showed up in a suit. Respect. And the next day he came back and
yeah,
played.
he played today.
They had a GM. He entered the
played.
home run derby, and he had a great swing as well. So
Yeah.
I always appreciate the people that go for the comedic aspect and show up in a full-on suit like that in the blistering sun. It's funny.
There was a couple teams with coaches. The 10 to 12 runner-ups, they were called the Coop Boys. They had a big squad. I was like, what's your name, boys? We were doing the home run derby. And they had 2 managers, Jack and Jack. And those 2 guys, they went all the way to the finals. But saw some good talent. I think for the first time ever, I saw a perfect game in a 4-inning game. I've seen perfect games in Mercies in these tournaments, but the eventual champs, the Flex Wiffle Ball, 10-12 on Saturday. I was umping them. First kid who carried them all the way. Went 3 innings, faced 9 batters, struck out all 9. And then in the 4th, they bring in their number 2, and I think he got 2 ground outs and a strikeout. So it was 12 up, 12. Excuse me. It's the boneless wings coming up. 12 up, 12 down, I think was what they did.
Tom,
so that was pretty impressive. Yeah.
Tom, let me rewind back to what you guys were talking about in your game. I think we should talk about, since both parties are in the room, the second round matchup between MLW Red and MLW Blue.
We don't need to get into specifics.
No,
Ryan.
I think we can.
For this.
You can go.
I don't think
you
we
can go
need
get him.
to.
I think he's trying to sleep, but
Well, see, like, yeah, I mean, should we wait? We can wait for.
no, we can fill time.
Okay. Well, listen. So Dan was shoving all day, folks, and for you MLW fans out there that have been keeping up with this recent season, you'd be pretty surprised by what he could do on the mound today. But Dan was shoving. We were the away team, yeah, because you guys were the higher seed, and it was Chatty on the mound. Chatty, I guess my question for you is just, what were you feeling? As I think we put up 6 in the first inning. What were you feeling there?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was mental. Once I walked a couple of guys, I just think it kind of got in my head, and I just really could never find the zone in that first inning, and just set us back.
Yeah. So MLW Red. I could feel the heart, Tom. I can tell you that.
So much soul.
There was a lot of
I
respect
left it all out there, man.
on both sides of the diamond, and I was proud to be playing against another MLW team.
Yeah, me too.
That's always nice, just to see MLW players out there, unlike Dallas Allen.
It really is nice to support the league in every way possible.
Yeah, and so that game ended up coming down with 2 outs. Tommy came up. It wasn't I don't believe it was a meaningful at bat.
Was not.
But you could really feel
every
the
at-bat
energy.
means something. All right, every at bat means something.
Yeah, every at bat does mean something, but you could really feel the energy between Tommy and Dan out there, and that was just special to see. That
It was.
That was a pure moment for 2 friends out there. Yeah.
By the
Very
way, guys,
special.
I went over to my room and he's passed out. He's sleeping right now
Yeah,
already.
Dan's probably snoring.
I wanted Dan to contribute to this conversation, but he's done right now.
Kind of understand.
Dan's a man who you're not really going to get a 12-hour day out of that guy. If he puts in 8 hours, he's done. That's all he can
If he
give you.
puts in 8, yeah.
He puts in 8.
And the
that's
issue
all he
is
can
we were
give you.
planning on going to D&B's, and Dan was on the bus, but I don't know if he's going to make it anymore.
Drag him out of bed.
Yeah,
Dave and
we can
Buster's.
drag
You
him,
guys
but
still want to go, don't you? It's 10:34 and they close
Yeah,
at
Tom-
midnight.
Yeah, we'll close. We'll be last call.
Tom and I will make our way in.
Hey,
If I don't win a jackpot tonight, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, 30 minutes of fun, it's worth it.
How did that Red versus Blue game end? How did that very end?
I think Ryan was getting to that. Essentially, me and Dan, Clash of the Titans, we go way
Clash
back.
of the Titans.
He, as he should, he had us down pretty bad. I think it was a mercy rule situation. And so I think he had me 0-2, right?
He did, yeah.
And he said, I'm going to throw a knuckle drop. And I was like, all right. And thinking he had no shocks, he hadn't thrown one all day. And I kind of saw it go up, and I'm like, that might get it. And it hit these zones are big. These zones are big. I should have just swung. I wouldn't have hit it.
Might get it.
That might
No,
clip it.
No, folks,
it was up there.
Folks, I think something that should be said is that pitch was in the air for a good. It felt like a
was.
few seconds.
It
so
was.
you know,
It was.
Just because
yeah.
it's further
Basically,
back.
it was
Yeah,
like
right.
a knuckle drop you'd see on TikTok, like the one he threw to Robles on opening day.
Right,
It was
exactly.
like that, and it hit the top of the zone, which is like at my neck, and he did me dirty. I
Yeah.
walked off the field.
That's Dirty Dan for
Basically
you.
left the complex.
You know what though? Sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes kid from the alley, you hit a granny off him. It's time for him to go home. It was time for me to go home.
You know what, Tom? Sometimes you just got to tip your cat, man.
What do they say in Moneyball? At some point, you can no longer play the
Yeah,
kid's game.
The old, yeah.
Sometimes.
Doesn't matter if you're 18, sometimes you're 40, but we're all told.
Yeah, I was told in the quarterfinals. It was my time had come.
Yeah.
My time had come in the
But
quarters.
that's all right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it was a fun weekend. It was definitely long and tiring. I never gave my highlight. I'd say the bomb was pretty cool, but I think what meant most to me was just a reunion with Chadwick. We went south as teammates a few years back in Arizona. I think got on a bad foot there, and we didn't really.
I did not contribute to us going south.
Well, you can say what you want. Some things went wrong. We're not going to point any fingers. I don't know what happened.
The moment Tom got parked to center field by a 14-year-old.
He was not 14. We were in the 16 plus division.
Tom, his parents drove him to the field that day.
Was he playing up?
He must have been, but his parents were standing there.
That is an all-time
at
story.
the most 16. Dead center.
I don't know if it
Dead
has in
center.
full detail. It's just embarrassing.
The other details make you look worse.
I know. Here's what happened in full honesty. So this is Arizona, Phoenix, 2021 spring.
January 22.
Yeah.
January 22, so a year and a half ago. And this is, things weren't looking so great for me. Coming off a rough Mallard season, people were calling for my head, saying I should retire, stick to. This is when, at the same day where a kid's like, Tom, they're like, Ryan, you're a great pitcher. Kyle, you're my favorite player. Tom, you're so good at announcing. And I was like, that's when you know, like, oh, geez, is it really over for me? But things have been rough. We had, what was our roster? Me, you,
Jorgie and
Jorgie
Brendan.
and Brendan
We had
Schultz.
Brendan, yeah.
So I think, why was I the number 2 there?
I maybe Jorgie pitched the game before and his arm was hurting. I don't know.
Once again, we're just
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
a squad that plays with a lot of grit.
Yeah.
A lot of grit and a lot of soul. And we go out there for game 1, and it's 80 degrees. It's Arizona, and I have an aunt and uncle, Nola and Ron, who live out there. They're probably in their mid 80s or so. Long walk from the parking lot. Keep that in mind. So we tell them we're coming to town. They're like, oh yeah, we want to see your wiffle ball thing. So those two, with their walkers, they get out there. Long walk from the parking lot. We're winning this game. Chadwick's throwing really well. So then it's time for me to close. So I go out there. I think it's a 1-0 ball
I think
game.
we were up 1-0.
1-0 ball game. And they're enjoying it. They're excited to see me go out there and pitch just like baseball back in the day before they moved to Phoenix. And I faced 2 batters. First guy, I think I walked.
I think you walked
4
at 4 pitches.
4 pitches. So put the tying run on base, and I was like, all right, I guess I gotta just kind of get it over here and let him go to contact. First pitch, kid, it's a nuke. Walk off to run shot, and then they left. My aunt and uncle left after that.
It was the most humiliating display.
That's rude. Okay, I went out there. I flew across the country for that.
Tom, but the thing is, you didn't get any better in your next outing. Like, any better.
How can you let your teammate do this to you?
We made amends this weekend.
Yeah, we did. That was ingrained in his head for the last year and a half.
Yeah, it was. We moved past it though. It motivated me.
Yeah, no, but we're talking about best moments from this tournament. When we get to me, I just think all the people that we met. Think about just like 55 teams that watch your videos and are meeting you pretty much for the first time. It was crazy. So shout out to everybody that not only played in the tournament, we got a lot of like walk-ups too. And people also playing in like a baseball tournament alongside our wiffle ball tournament that kind of like knew us but didn't know we were coming. So shout out to those kids. And honestly, the parents were awesome. The kids were awesome. The complex was awesome. So pretty much all the way around, it was a really smooth event.
I agree. I met some good people. I meet so many good people. It's hard to keep track of them.
I feel like
It really is.
like most fans there were like diehard MLW fans. Like they were ones that have been watching for years and years now.
Oh, what also was huge at this event was the trading cards are back, folks. That's right. This was a hot commodity at the merch tent. The T-shirts are also going quick. We had rally towels, but super cool to see these tournaments kind of grow into like a Cooperstown vibe where everybody's like, Cooperstown has the trading pins type of thing, but our MLW tourneys, they're turning into some card trading, stations at the tent and along the field. So our set dropped. Shout out to Pat Lee Cards. They're on the site right now, but that's honestly my favorite things at our tournaments now is all the trading going on. It's sweet.
Hey, we have our cover boy right here.
Yeah, Ryan, what's it mean for you to be a cover athlete?
Dude, honestly, it's pretty cool. Just for the fact that like every pack that I saw the little kids ripping that I at least saw my face on the front. But you always gotta love when a kid comes up to you with your card asking for that signature. So it's really cool to be the cover of that.
Did you sign any rappers?
I didn't. Actually, I didn't.
You should sign a rapper, I think.
Well, most of those kids are too young to be content with, just not ripping my face in half when they first buy that pack. So that was the issue.
I want to ask you, Tommy. So we've been working obviously very closely with Pat Lee Cards in these past few months, finalizing this complete set. What are some of your favorite, I guess, inserts or individual cards? Because I have a couple in mind that are pretty funny / insane.
So I think both the new inserts are really cool. So power hitters and aces are both back, but now we have the cheat code cards and we have the moments cards. There's a moments card. So the moments cards, as you would guess by the name, it's like specific moments of the year. And there's one that's like pitching coach Rudy Ramirez, and it talks about in the back. So the picture is Rudy in his cowboy hat, and then the back description talks about how when Ryan, you were in a jam It was like bases loaded with no outs or first and second no outs, and then Rudy came out to do the mound visit, and then after that you struck out 3 in a row. So that's one of my favorite cards. Just
Tom,
the actual back description is really funny.
Just while we're talking about that, I don't know if Rudy's talk changed anything for me. But now, like I didn't know then. I should say I didn't know then. But like when I saw that in the moment, I didn't even realize like the situation that it was. That he actually like made it.
That's the magic of the Kyle Schultz editing right there.
Right, but thanks, Kyle. I appreciate that.
So that's one of my favorites. The cheat code. It's funny that Bennett has a cheat code card. I like that card a lot. We also have now cards that have 2 player autographs. So there's, I forget what they're called, double plays. Yeah. So I saw Kyle Schultz, Nick Saylor double play card pulled this weekend. That were pretty cool. Overall, just like I think the cards are like the design, like it highlights the names better and stuff like that. So I like them.
We got one more insert that I love a lot, the Timeless Treasures card. There's 4 versions of them. We have Tommy's sister, Rachel Coughlin, an original MLW member. I think she's excited to have that card, no?
She gave me the green light for it.
Okay.
She just said, I want to see the picture before you put it in the set, but I think she was okay with it.
Yeah, so we got her. We got Jack Chevalier, a Central Cardinal back in like he's 2013 champion, as well as Dalton Porth. And then Noah Dabrico as well. I'm sure he's excited to be in this deck as well.
They're good. I know a lot of you guys, I shouldn't say a lot of you guys, but a couple of you, you know who you are, like diehard MLW card collectors, already have your hands on, or I shouldn't say have your hands on, but have already placed your orders for a dozen plus packs. So as soon as we get back to Michigan Monday evening or Tuesday, I'll pack those up and get them sent out. So I'll have them promptly.
Yeah, hey, also shout out to Lasorda Legacy for this weekend.
Shout out to my guy Joe at Lasorda Legacy and everybody in the staff. They were great. The fields are great. Formerly Baseball Heaven, if you guys know it as Baseball Heaven, it's now Lasorda Legacy Park. Named after, I believe, Tommy Lasorda after he passed away. It's super cool that they named it after him. So a great complex, and we will be back next August for sure.
Breaking news, coming back next August.
Pretty here first.
Date to be determined, but probably around the same time.
TBD.
What's the strategy with the shades this weekend, Ryan?
I just went, so for those of you that don't know, the Cratch Gang actually got to New York City 2 days early. Hung out downtown Manhattan, checked everything out. So those of you who have been to New York City know that on just about every corner you can fleece some random guy for some fake Ray-Bans or something like that. And I found these buffs on the corner, fake buffs, I should say, on the corner of some street. The guy wanted to sell them to me for $50. I told him I only 20 and I wanted 2 pairs. He gave them to me $10 each, and I just had to rep them this weekend. And I was actually getting a lot of compliments on them because the yellow on the side matched my Predators jersey on Saturday, I should say. So I was pretty happy to make this purchase.
Can I talk to Ryan?
Yeah, talk to me.
Matt, you're just a fun guy to travel with, Ryan.
I appreciate that, Kyle. That's good to hear, especially from the guy who's paying for my travel. So,
all right. On the real though, you and Greg are a dynamic duo at our tournaments.
Shout out Greg, shout out Mark again, but
dynamic.
Yeah, Greg Greg gets stuff done. Me and Tom, we get stuff done, but I don't know if we can get it done like Greg and Mark did.
I do want to ask you. You're always taking BP off of like a bunch of 12-year-old kids at our tournaments. What's the mindset behind that?
I'm honestly just trying to get ready for my games.
But you're A, dicing them up, and also B, just hitting nukes off them.
Yeah, well, I
deflating confidence.
Every kid that you talk to these days at our tournaments, I don't know if you guys get this too, they just like to talk a lot of game. You know, they talk a lot of heat on us, saying they could strike us out or they can take us yard.
We get a lot of that. So, I respect the confidence.
You know, like it's like okay, then prove it. And then they get a little, nervous. They might walk you once or twice, but then they start throwing strikes. And then you take them yard, and and then they respect you a little bit more.
I always think it's funny when you're
I love doing it. It's my favorite part.
I gotta say, one thing I had to give up this weekend. I think I made this decision in Philly after just too much of it going on. I'm no longer, guys. I'm officially resigning from signing any body parts. I'm not signing your forehead, your arm, your chest,
That was
your
weird.
body.
It definitely happened here more than it did in Michigan at Wiffle.
It did. It was a trend, and I had to turn them away.
Morgan, are you in here? Come here. Kyle, do me a favor and talk shop, MLW shop with Morgan here.
Oh my God.
After she had a great weekend.
Can everybody give a round of applause to Morgan Brown?
Thank you.
The best tent lady around. Was a friendly face at our tent as people came up and had to sign the waivers. Was selling merchandise. We sold out of like everything, I feel like.
Yeah, literally all the shirts. We only had 4 packs of cards left, and like maybe
It
5
was-
towels left.
No, she was killing it. Not only this tournament, but the wiffle and the mitten as well. So
Yeah. That's so
she's-
much fun.
she's a rock star, and that's like a key role too. I feel like
I
it's,
love doing
I feel like,
it.
I feel like it's underrated.
I just love like seeing and hearing like everyone get so excited to see you guys.
Isn't it bizarre?
It's so cool. And I've signed 2 autographs. Not to brag. So maybe one day I'll have my own card. I don't know, not to get like too cocky or anything, but
No.
I just love doing it so much and helping, and just
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Definitely a key piece to the operation. As is everybody. I mean, it really takes everybody. I feel like
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
to perform a tournament to my standard. Like I was talking to Dallas, your dad, today, and he was like, how this tournament fared, compared to the other ones. And I was like, honestly, I have a very high standard for our tournaments, but I think this honestly met it from the tent to umpires to just how the games were operated. I think it all went smoothly.
It's our structure behind our tournaments is strong.
Yeah.
And a lot you can't see, that's a lot of the behind the scenes work, but most fans don't know, like Friday night you guys got in at, I don't know, 2 or 3 p.m., drove straight to Lasorda, and we're taping fields all night.
Yep.
And we're there till nighttime, and then we get up at 6 in the morning when there's an 8 o'clock game. We get up and we go there, and we're to the field an hour and a half before the games even start.
I feel like we're getting good at, though. It's kind of become this well-oiled machine.
Right, yeah.
We know how to deal with problems. Like, you know what? One thing is that was kind of crappy was like teams forfitting today. We had like a couple no-shows. What's up with that?
We had a no-show.
Yeah, if you guys
on
are ever at
Sunday.
our tournaments and you can't make it for some day, let us know so that we can tell the other team, and then you don't screw over another team. But
They don't gotta
honestly,
show up at 8 in the morning.
if that's like the worst problem to have over the weekend, that's not too bad. So
Yeah, also going back to Morgan talking about the autographs, I just want to thank everybody that's out there getting my dad's autograph.
yes,
If you're a Greg
Wait,
Cratch fan,
was he signing some?
he signed autographs every year. I actually had a kid come up to me and ask me, he had a wiffle ball only for him and me and my dad to sign. So moments like that
That's
are
sick.
really special. So I was, I'm really happy that you guys are out
Back here,
there.
Tom. Take control of your show.
People also had him pitch in the derby to them, which was so funny. He was so excited to do that.
All right, Tom's
All
coming
right,
back.
yeah, we got the fake
back.
fake MLW member off the pod. The
What?
real host is back, Tom.
You know who we're missing right now is Dan. He's sleeping.
Poor
Dan the man.
classic Dan.
I told you, Dan puts in his 8 at most,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
gone.
right.
He's kind of a diva. He's like one of those like diva wide receivers. He's like Chad Ochocinco or Terrell Owens. Like he has his own way of doing things. He wants to be primed and pampered. He always wants the most expensive thing on the menu, but that's why we love Dan, right, Dan? Right, Tom?
I mean, you can love him for it, you can hate him for it, but it's just Dan. It's who he is. You can't change the guy.
What you see is what you get with Dan.
It really is.
You're not gonna get anything
You're
else.
not going to get anything else besides just Dan.
Just Dan. If he's sitting, he's happy. That's what he says, right?
It's pretty true.
Do we have any favorite Dan moments from the weekend?
I think he's pretty proud of that knuckle drop he threw to me. A little more proud than he should be.
Well, Tom, you were showing some real animosity
Towards Dan, it's
in that game.
because I love him so much.
I will
man.
say, as your teammate, I did sense some.
Couple chirps.
Because
That's for
like
sure.
you said, I don't think there's enough respect from blue to red for the sheer amount of grit that it takes to play on red. You put on that red shirt, it's something different about
it's
it. You know
kind of
what I mean?
like Dan was just looking through us.
Exactly.
Like we weren't even there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
you know
can
what I
see
mean?
that.
You put
I
on that
see
red
that.
shirt in the morning. It's
I
not the
see
same
it.
as putting on the blue shirt.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not. We're not as
It's not.
respected.
It's not. No, you're not. You're right. You're right. People see MLW Red, they go, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
Well, my question for you is,
This is ragtag group of guys right here.
I guess this goes for all three of you guys on MLW Red. But if the text came in that, say a Jimmy Norper or Nick Saylor dropped and we needed a sub in
To
for
blue.
MLW Blue, I'm not saying there's ranks to this. I'm not, but I'm saying, Tom, what would your answer be?
I think I got to stay on red, man. Like I said,
Would you leave Chadwick and Bonham? Also, Bonham
definitely
and
not.
Chadwick. I want you to
Are
answer
you kidding
that.
me? No shot.
That's like Billy Bean staying with the A's. Like he got that offer from the Red Sox, but no, you have to stay where the heart is, and that's Tommy with MLW Red.
I would throw that
That's
offer letter back in your face.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
To be quite honest
I'm
with
running
you.
it back with my squad.
Yeah.
We had a great time. So
No, I'm
did.
never joining MLW Blue.
One of these times,
hey, we lost in the way we wanted to another MLW team.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
we can't hang our heads.
Hey, we got Blade here from MLW White. What would you say is the identity of MLW White? What makes you guys you?
Strong-willed young group with a lot of animosity and excitement behind the game. Really enjoy it and just like to have fun.
I love it. It always is the youngest guys, isn't it? It's always like Jackson and you and most of the times Dallas.
Let's be honest. We're not accepting him anymore. We don't want him. Nobody wants him. Sneak peek, Dan's cutting him.
Dallas, can I ask you a realistic question here? If you were on White with these fellas, how would you have done realistically?
I think we would have done solid. I think we would have made semifinals, even the championship maybe. But
That's ridiculous.
I don't know if we would have beat Jordan.
Was anybody going to beat Final Boss if it was just Jordan and Toast and Didio? Is that the question? Anybody think?
I think
When Jordan's pumping 91 and they have
they're
best hitters in the
they're
game.
still
Kyle,
winning.
I honestly think
winning.
I honestly think we had it.
Guys, we were kind of on them. I
We
had
were
a
there.
single.
Yeah, we were.
Any balls in play?
No, I mean I was all over. I only had 4 at bats because we only got 1 at bat
Dude,
each
the
inning.
thing is,
So we're fouling balls off.
Robles
Daniel had a single. You had a
he
single.
was cooking with this drop ball / screw, and we were kind of getting onto it. And then he comes back with an insane rising
his-
slider at
that screw he was
90
throwing came
million
in
miles per
probably
hour.
I would say 85 to 87 miles an hour. But he threw a riser to Kyle that came in at least
was the fastest
95.
pitch
Once
I've
he
ever
introduced
seen.
that, I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah,
another level.
That's kind of where
I tip
you
my
know.
cap.
Yeah, and you know what they say, Dallas. If you can't beat them, force your way onto their team,
Yep,
right?
join them. That was the fastest pitch I've ever seen in person by Jordan.
No, I told him
Kyle.
this too, and this is like a very real thing for our tournaments. But like, so we have a bucket of balls on each field, and there's a bunch of different fields, and I think each of them are a little different. So whoever can adjust to the balls, and even like the wind orientation, because that's also different on each field, and that comes with the wiffle ball experience and playing in so many different tournaments. Whoever can adjust the best wins our tournaments usually. And Jordan obviously has been playing for over a decade, so it doesn't surprise me that he adjusted well. So shout out to Jordan, Toast, Didio, all those guys, Dallas even.
Dallas, we're just disappointed. I think we're just disappointed.
I am upset. Because, you know, Dal, I sat next to you on that plane. I put up with your shenanigans all weekend in Vermont, and here you sleep over my parents' house, and you go out there and do that? It's just kind of
That's
disrespectful.
what I said. We're just
Betrayal.
disappointed.
What do? I put on that red shirt with bravery,
Yep.
and I honor that red shirt.
Yep.
I
And
do.
we fight.
Yes, we do.
fight to the end.
Did they even fight?
No.
Did they have to fight one time in this tournament?
Oh, they weren't even scared. I had to rob a homer.
It's sickening. Yeah, it's sickening.
MLW Red is like the true, like, it ain't much, but it's honest work, you know?
It's
David of the Goliath.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? We're enough. We are
Yeah,
much.
they are enough.
We are much enough.
And they're tired of being overlooked
we are.
Yes,
by Dan
we are.
and everybody else that follows.
When's the next tournament? Houston? Mark your calendars, boys. We'll be there. If I
Mark
gotta
your
drive,
calendars.
if
I'm
I
about to
gotta
start practicing
hitchhike,
for 42
I'll be
feet.
there. I'm gonna go out there and not even know who I am. It's gonna be unreal.
Well,
It's gonna be unbelievable.
Tom did say next year at this tournament he's not wearing a shirt
That's true. I did say that.
Yeah.
because he wants better tan lines around the body.
It is.
So
What's gonna happen is you're gonna get sunburnt and you're gonna be the true MLW Red. That's what's gonna happen.
I already
Yeah.
am MLW Red. Look at my arm.
Oh, next year we're gonna have Common Bomb Tom. He's gonna be going off.
Oh,
It already is pretty common.
It
I
is
gotta
pretty
say.
common.
It's pretty frequent
It is
nowadays.
pretty common.
I was playing when you hit a bomb. Where was that? What was the situation there?
that was the
That was
situation.
that was the go ahead
That
grand
was
slam.
the go ahead grand
Yes,
slam.
So-
sir.
I guess that's not really random then. That's like a big spot.
That was
Yeah.
that was a signature moment.
But
the
after,
only home run
but
on the
after he
weekend?
just K'd 2 people in a row, it felt
Yeah, I
random.
mean, me and Trevor weren't even remotely close.
No, it felt
The
random.
game was essentially people watching, people playing in it. Not me, but everybody else. That game was over. It was chalked.
Yeah.
Umpire put the clipboard down, said, "Well, MLW Red, they gave it their all once again." And all of a sudden,
Champagne was being rolled out in the locker room.
yeah, it was
Fat
over.
lady
It was all
getting
but
the
over.
pipes
Yeah.
ready.
It was all but
Yeah.
over, and then all of a sudden you hear the crack all throughout Lasorda Legacy Park.
I will say
money ball.
that
Yeah.
pitcher that was hucking 85 at us, his arm is throbbing
Oh, he's
right
definitely
about now.
gone. If you're listening, buddy, prayers up.
Like
You're
that
hurting.
dude threw 70 pitches as hard as he could.
Yeah. Well, because after that
consecutively.
bomb, he had to probably throw 40 more.
Oh, he
He's
was
had to have
distraught.
choked down about 7 ibuprofen since then.
I will say though, I think Jimmy Norp said this. When Tom hits the ball, everybody knows Tom hit the ball because it sounds like a gunshot. Tom just
naked
breaks.
The bat with minimal tape. I like it. I don't like a real heavy bat.
You guys know what I found out this week? Like all these like pro guys, especially when we were playing in NWA, they use like an old bat that is thicker than the new ones. I had no idea.
Yeah,
they're
like Gen 1
And I
bats.
think
They're-
Grant uses one in our league as well as Robles.
okay,
maybe.
so now
is that why they're hitting bombs?
that's why, yeah, because the plastic's harder. And it doesn't bend and it doesn't do anything
so,
weird.
so what's a guy got to do to get one of these old bats?
What's a guy got to do to get the CEO to ban those bats so that we can play? You know what I mean?
I wasn't even aware until like
the end of the bat isn't even round. It's like
the guy who's hitting the ball 120 feet. To right field.
Yeah, Ryan. Also, you're corking and taping everything in that barrel.
I ain't corking nothing.
Who knows what's under that tape? We don't even know, Ryan.
You can check that. I told you can cut that bat in half if you really need to.
It could be the harder plastic. I don't know.
You can cut. You can do whatever you need with it. You can take the tape off right now if you want.
I see those buffs.
I'll retape it. I
see you looking at me like that.
Can you see my cards in these buffs?
Oh yeah, I see it all. At D&B's, you can't hide from me. You can't hide from nobody.
I will say though, Ryan, you do need one of those new gen bats because you break a bat at least once.
Yeah,
a series.
folks. If folks that don't know that about me, I break a lot of bats, and a lot of people think that it breaks like below the barrel, between the handle and the barrel. It's not true. They break in between my hands. I'm not sure what I'm doing to make that happen. But
you think it has nothing to do with the sun and leaving your bat in the sun?
Oh no, 100%
and the bat becoming
does.
malleable.
Yeah, it does.
Or you think it's a combination of that and this the way you grip the bat?
I think it's the way. I think I grip the bat too hard.
You just grip it.
I really squeeze the bat when I'm swinging. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Malleable. What a great vocab word.
I know that's what it means, right? It makes things like bendable.
Yeah. Bleed just learned that word last year in school.
Sorry to put Carson on blast, but we got a lot of Carson in the car last week in Vermont. We were giving some vocab words, and he's got some room for improvement. But I'm looking forward to seeing that improvement from Carson.
How about Jason? You didn't know how asterisk was spelled until today.
No.
That's a tough word.
No.
It is a tough word.
I could not spell that right now.
Asterisk.
Yeah, Jason didn't know about the S before the K.
No clue.
No clue. But you're also dehydrated.
Yeah. Not a clue. Was that yesterday?
That was today.
Oh, because yesterday was yesterday was a miserable day for Jason.
It was miserable for me.
Pounding headache for about 9 hours.
I think Red beats Blue today on a healthy Tom. I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's a burning hot take, Tom.
I don't know if it
burning
is.
hot.
I don't know.
That's
yesterday morning,
hot.
I'm a morning guy. You should have seen me out there on the bump.
I heard that you were shoving, but I don't know. Dan was putting in a shift against you guys.
So what, were you just like an inning eater yesterday, and you burned out the arm?
I wasn't eating innings. I was 1, 2, 3.
He was finishing it. He was finishing teams.
I wasn't eating nothing.
Well, I will say,
except for the Boar's Head subs, the concession stands.
Before we played our game today against MLW Blue, Tom was sitting in the dugout about to fall asleep in a food coma.
It was it was a combination of bad decisions. Ryan knows I have a bad history.
This all comes from Warda, and Warda's right about this. Warda always said, watch out for Tom on these trips, man. He always overdoes it.
Okay.
He starts. This is what you do, Tom. You go out to dinner. You said this yourself. We go out to dinner with all these skinnier guys like Bonham and Irrigitis. You were saying they don't finish their foods. You got to finish all their food. And you were talking about how you ate too much at La Sorda, like how they had this wrap that you ate and all that. And I come in the dugout and you're smashing some Dippin' Dots. Like you just don't know when to stop. You don't know when to quit.
The Dippin' Dots were a bad idea. You got me on that.
That's the issue.
You got me. What's that?
You don't know when to quit, and then it just all catches up to you.
It's like Will Ferrell. Yeah, you got me. The Dippin' Dots were a bad idea.
The Dippin' Dots were such a bad idea.
I was just so hot that I was trying to cool myself down any way possible.
That's not what it takes, dude.
But the problem was
drink a cold water.
A 0-calorie cold water did the trick. What did I do? I got a 200-calorie Dippin' Dot, a 200-calorie protein shake. I washed it down with a protein shake.
It's 95 degrees on this field. He can't be drinking a protein shake and having Dippin' Dots with it, man.
But I don't know. I was dehydrated and tired of making bad decisions.
It's just you overdo it. Warda was right when he says it. You overdo it.
Because here's the problem, guys. At home, Kyle can vouch for me. I eat a lot of food. I do eat a lot, but like proportion kind of well. Like in the morning, it's just some oatmeal, and then blueberries, and then a banana, and peanut butter, and then some almonds, then a sandwich, then carrots, then some scrambled eggs. Like then dinner time, and then maybe the leftovers before bed. Like that's all a lot of calories. But on the road, we don't have time to be eating like that all day.
No, and Tom eats like he's never eaten before. Like he doesn't get fed.
Like, I gotta get my calories in.
Right.
So then I have to overdo it, and then I don't feel good.
Well, you'll go out there and you'll overdo it with your own meal, and then you start finishing everybody else's meal, and then it just gets.
So today, what did I have? The scones. God, the scones were a bad start to the day.
Okay.
So we had hotel breakfast. So I had some scrambled eggs and sausage. That was going to be my breakfast, right? But once again, I have a tendency to overdo it. So Greg Cratch comes down, and he's like, Tom, these scones, you got to try scones. So I was like, oh, that looks really good. I'll have a scone. So I already had probably 3 eggs and 2 sausages. Let's have a scone. You had one scone. You can't just have one. Like, that was incredible. I got to have a second scone. Then Blade's a picky eater. I was like, Blade, you gotta try a scone, man. So I bring him a scone. He doesn't eat that, so okay, I'll finish it. So 3 scones
See,
later.
there it is, right there. That's when you overdo it. Perfect example, right there. Could have just left the
Probably
scone.
1,000 calories
Could've
for
wouldn't put
breakfast.
it back.
There's 1,000 calories
Then
by
I'm
7 a.m.
dehydrated.
Let's keep
So
cooking.
then it's water,
Right.
water. And then I'm thirsty, really thirsty, drinking a lot of water, so I'm filling up. It's like a balloon, just getting
Right.
inflated.
Yeah,
inflated.
I know.
Then it's time for lunch, but I'm like, I'm not that hungry yet, but I was like, okay, I got to play at 1:50. I got to umpire. I was like, we're not going to eat till 8 p.m. I got to get a pretty good lunch in here. So I buy this boar's head sub, big
Yep,
sandwich,
there it
a lot
was,
of
yeah.
meat. And I eat half of it. I'm like, man, I'm pretty full. But I'm looking around at Jason and Trevor. I'm like, I can't waste half of this $12 sandwich. So my options are to wrap it up, leave it in the hot sun, or just hork it down and put it away. So I eat the other half, and then I got to water that down with another bottle of water just to get it down. By the time the blue game came around, I couldn't move.
You didn't even. Well, you mentioned it, but you didn't. Forgot to mention you also had the Dippin' Dots right then
Was that
too.
before the game?
Yes.
Well, I think I had the meat
Right
sweats from that
before, yeah,
sandwich.
you had the meat
I was
sweats.
overheated.
You had the meat
So I
sweats
go back
and you
inside
tried
for a
to.
cold water. I'm like, I'm so hot. So then I'm like, okay, dip some ice cream maybe.
No.
So I go Dippin' Dots, and I'm like,
No.
oh, I've always wanted to try one of these Core Power protein shakes. So I got
you
one of those.
just overdo it. There's no
God.
room left for this food, and you just keep shoveling it down your throat.
Yeah, MLW Blue, I literally had to waltz out there. Like, I couldn't even move. I couldn't even move. I couldn't even
Tom
move.
looks out there. Looks like he's 3,000 pounds. He's
I
just
did.
so.
I was a little bowling ball out there.
yeah.
But well, and then for dinner, I was gonna get a salad.
Yeah.
I was like, I need something light. I was like, I need something light at dinner.
Yeah.
And then
What'd you get?
We get the menu, and she sold me. She did her job. I was like,
What's good? She said everything.
Whenever I'm on the road, I'm like, yeah, what's good? Like, what's popular here? What do you guys recommend? And she's like, everything's good. And she's like, but tonight, it's 10 wings for $7.50. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
boneless wings, sign me up.
Yeah,
So I
see,
get 10
this is what
boneless
I mean.
wings.
And when we
Well, then Trev wanted spin dips. So we bought spin dips.
We got the spin dip, and it
and
was
you had one of my
fire.
mini tacos for the
Mini
appetizer.
taco, mozzarella stick from Blade, spin dip, wings.
Tom, see, this is what I mean. When we were
Missed
leaving
the
the
second half of
field,
dinner.
when we were leaving the field, you're like, God, it's just sitting like a brick. And I was like, Tom, we got to go out to eat after this. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm just gonna get a salad. I said, no, you're not. He goes, yes, I am. And I said, Tom, as soon as
I
you
was
look at that
gonna get a
menu,
salad.
you're gonna decide against
I was
that.
gonna get a salad, but $7.50 for 10 boneless wings, dude.
See, and
When
you
see
just
them go to the bar,
overdid
you
it.
gotta pounce like a
You just
Bengal
overdid
tiger.
it. Yeah,
That's what I
and
learned on TV.
You just continue to overdo it, and that's just you.
Let me say one thing. It's kind of late. I don't know if we're gonna make it to DMB. Ryan, do you think we're gonna make it?
Okay, we gotta go right now, guys. This has been one
folks,
heck of a
listen.
podcast. To Dave and Buster's we go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a great episode, a lot of fun. Hopefully everything sounded okay, looked okay. We know it was fun. Fun for us.
It was
for
great.
sure.
A lot of fun.
It was
Boy,
great.
some of us are gonna get some shut eye. Others of us are gonna go rob Dave and Buster's for some tickets. And we got this Friday. We got Eagles Gators, and then next Friday, September 1st, I think it is, big series, St. Louis series. So make sure you guys tune in. A lot of fun left, a lot of good whiffs left, and keeping it moving. So this was the Pipe It Up podcast, and we will see you all next week.
Pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up.